Guys? This is ISO Ani Umana, and I'm back with a third episode. I actually had to record this again. Has had a little mix up on my last one, but I still remember the content for the most part. And let's dive in. So, I was at the Rumble Duplex. That's presented by TJ Thomas with Texas Impact, and it was a lot of good basketball. You saw some out of state teams like Team Curry. Got to see them versus the in-state or the regional talent, and it was a really good evaluation. But I'm going to get to it, with my 24 standouts, 25, 26, some notables. I'm going to talk a lot of hoops. And then I'm going to get to the recruiting, some recruiting notes. And then I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it, guys. And so let's go to 24 standouts from the Rumble Duplex. Rumble in the Plex. TJ Birch with max levels had 25 points against Team Trae Young, then 27 versus Team Curry. Been just phenomenal this spring with max levels. Just a guard that can get downhill, probably the best finishing guard in the state. And seeing his recruitment really stock up. So really just happy to see TJ Birch, take that next step in his game. Obviously, we'd love to see more of the playmaking passing. I think is there, but he's definitely up in here. Braden Pitts, I haven't misspelled. I had it Braden, but Braden Pitt for BMM. He also goes to high school in Louisville. Scorer, really a shooter, but his shot creation has gotten better. Saw more of the mid-range game, seen him be more patient. Did struggle a little bit when guys got into his personal space, but seen a lot of growth in him. He was a kid that was at the homeschool, took a chance, went to high school, and Brian Willey's done a good job with him. He's turning into a Division I prospect. John Price for EAD, another one, just really grown in his skill set. Was just more athlete, still a little bit more athlete than basketball player, but the shooting's gotten better, especially off the catch. He can make athletic defensive plays like blocks, sky for rebounds, runs the floor, really grown as well. Be interested to see where his recruitment goes in this next, 6 to 8 months. Isaiah Kalala, I think this is a high major player. He's young. He graduates high school at 17. I didn't know he got cut from the basketball team at his last high school at Allen. And, no shade to Allen, just, that's what it was. And I know that staff's not even there anymore. So, but still Isaiah, athletic, long arms, moves very well, changes direction very well, can shoot the mid-range shot. His hands can get better, but he hasn't played organized basketball for a very long time. And you can tell in some moments, in some possessions, but high upside kid. Be interested to see where he looks like at 19, 20 years old. I think this kid has a chance to be really good at the college level. AJ Borden for Family Ties. He goes to SGP, South Grand Prairie. I liked him. I've been liking him all spring. Bully guard, big, strong, about 6'3", 6'4"-ish. And just can get to the paint, can embrace contact and finish through contact. Seen some really solid passing abilities and just be able to get guys involved. Has a good feel for the game. He's a kid. Again, scholarship basketball player. We'll see what the July live period looks like. We'll see what TABC looks like for him. Michael Robinson for Southern Assault. He's steady, just really steady, but like at 6'6" with a strong frame, can make open threes, can get to the rim, knows how to draw fouls and get in with contact and get to the free throw line. Doesn't have like a great wingspan, but he just really crafty when he gets to the basket. Like he just knows how to use his body in order to like get space for himself and finish. Jamie Vincent, this kid right here, he has high major upside, and honestly, like if it fully clicks, he could be playing basketball past the collegiate level. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying NBA, but like, he could play basketball extended past college if it ever really clicks. 6'10", good length, can shoot the basketball. One thing about him, he can really shoot, especially off the catch as a trail guy, as a pop guy, athletic, gets off the ground with ease. Motor and effort and consistency has been a huge thing for Jamie. Hopefully what I saw is more of the same going forward. If he is like that, then, with Southern Assault that's loaded with like Nick Cody and Michael Robinson, you got Jazz Henderson on that team. Shout out to Jazz Henderson. I'll talk about later, but he's been fantastic as well. But if Jamie Vincent is a consistent and inside out threat, then I think Southern has a chance to win Adidas or just go deep when they get into Charleston, South Carolina. Jason Nathaniel for Team Curry. I just like his versatility. A guy that can guard multiple spots. He's athletic. He can shoot, off the catch fairly well. He just gets a lot done. The handle's pretty solid to good too. I mean, just not a like a clear weakness in his game. There's some things he can polish up in the offensive end, but I think he can guard 4 positions at the next level potentially. Like I think he brings a lot of versatility. I think he's a high major basketball player, and we'll see that in due time. We'll see his recruitment really stock up. Dorian Onuchekwa. Again, I've been talking about guys that have just been consistent all spring and summer, and that's Dorian. Just there's no like Team Curry's huge. Like when Team Trae Young played Team Curry, like Team Curry's huge. Like they got big frontline guys. And they didn't really have an answer for Dorian because Dorian, at his size at 6'10", with his frame and his skill set, great footwork and finish with either hand. The shooting's getting there. Like he's someone that is a consistent mid-range shot maker. I think he can stand to the three-point line at some point. Obviously, at the next level, how many threes is he going to take? Probably not a whole lot, but he's someone that I think the shooting upside is there. His footwork's really good. He can really post up and seal guys and finish. And, just a consistent double-double guy. If he has to, will them to a victory, Dorian's able to do that. I think BT's done a great job. Dorian's done a great job, really committed to his conditioning and his weight. Like he's moving the best I've seen him move. Bo Aldridge, he's someone that reclassed to 224, just like TJ Burton. They really benefited off it. He's getting high major recruitment, as you can see, lefty that can really score the basketball. And he just gets a lot done on the offense and just real crafty. I just like how he just can bring the ball low, knows when if you put your hand in the cookie jar, brings it up to draw a foul and all those things. He just really, really crafty scorer that just knows how to, play, score, and his playmaking is also getting a lot better. So we're going to go to the next one. We got 225 standouts. So want to give a shout out to that Dallas Mustangs 225 group. Oh, got blurry. Now we're back. I think we're back. We're good, guys. Tony Johnson and Rod Taylor and those guys, Coach Ben, they've done a great job just building it back up. It never left anywhere, but I can see where the trajectory is going, especially with this group and the younger group. I think they have a 228 group that's really good too. Yes, guys, I do cover middle school basketball, so I know what's coming up as well. But starting off, Shakir Pack for Dallas Mustangs. He's the nephew of Robert Pack, who played in the NBA, played for the Denver Nuggets, big-time athletic guard. That's Robert. Shakir's not the explosive athlete Robert was. And obviously I didn't get to see Robert live or in high school, but I know he was a beast. But again, with Shakir, a scorer, got good size to him, long arms, look like he's still growing, still has a few inches of height left in him, can score it, handle the ball fairly well, combo. I thought he was really good against Southern Assault 16U, where they almost won. They lost in sudden death. And he's man, there's a lot of upside with this kid. And I really like how Dallas Mustangs, that team's put together. Hopefully they can stay together and just continue to grow. Zay Taylor from Max Levels, he's their guy, probably the smallest guy on the court, and every time he gets on the court, and he's really impactful. He's really effective, like just with coming off ball screens as a passer. He gets offensive rebounds somehow at like 5'8". His shot's gotten a lot better. He gets into the paint. He knows how to score versus length. He's fearless. He's just someone that really proves the saying, it doesn't matter how tall you are, it matters how good you are. And Zay Taylor's a really good basketball player. And he's leading that max level 16s who weren't good in the beginning of the spring. And now they're starting to win some more games. Caleb Steger for Southern Assault, someone goes to Dallas Jesuit, can really shoot the basketball. Good frame, broad, sturdy frame, can really shoot it, moves well off the ball. I think he's someone that has some shot creating upside, not someone that can blow by guys, but I've seen him attack closeouts. I've seen him use his frame like in the mid-range game and just rise up and finish. Like, I think there's some real upside with him as far as a score down the road. Des Jones with Family Ties 16's another kid that just, gets to the paint, goes to Dallas Pinkston. That Pinkston group's going to be good. You got Jalen Dean You got Bryce Dixon, who I'm gonna talk about later, and you got Des Jones. And Des Jones is going to be the PG. He's going to get a lot of paint touches. He's going to continue to attack the defense. He's tough. He guards 94 feet. And you saw all that on this weekend at Rumble in the Plex. Carol Dean, OW, my boy Victor. He Victor Morris. He comes from Louisiana, brings his group in every year, a couple times to Dallas, and it was a joy to see Carol or Carell. I misspelling his name. I miss saying his name. I'm sorry. 6'6", shoots the basketball. Like can really make shots off a hard closeout. Just someone with that size and shooting ability, very intriguing. So I'm going to continue to take notes and just keep tabs with Carell, going forward. I know I'm going to see OW like next month or probably a little bit into July, like before the live period. Luke Laskowski, the youngest brother, the youngest of the Laskowski family. They got one that played at Penn. I think another one went to post-grad and is going Division I as well. So there's a really strong basketball bloodline. Luke, good athlete. I think he's the more athletic one out of the bunch at this time. I would say his brother that is at Penn, I forgot his name, just drawing a blank. He had more, had a better feel for it, but Luke is really good. He's really good, can shoot it. He can shoot the basketball. He's athletic. He can sit down and guard some. He's not a bad defender whatsoever. Does need to get a little bit tougher. Does need to get meaner. But I think from a skill and size perspective, he checks boxes and he'll be a Division I basketball player. Dakota Terrell for Team Trae Young, about 6'7", 6'8", gets a lot of done inside and out. Saw some face-up ability and attack and score, mid-range shooting. The three-point shots there doesn't look bad when he shoots from three. Just something I think more of a rep thing. He gets offensive rebounds. He can move well. I think he'll end up being like a big wing forward type. I think that's really what he ultimately is, and I like Dakota a lot, and he has a lot of upside there. So now we're gonna go through our 2026. This may actually open up and show my others to know, but let's just check right here. Okay, that's others to know, and we'll go into 2026. So I'm gonna keep it rolling. Jonathan Bradley, he's actually a 227 that played up, skilled. Gets to the rim, finishes with either hand. I saw versus some length, like that he played up and didn't. It wasn't the speed or the physicality messed him up really. Just saw some shiftiness off the bounce, some scoring, some playmaking, and I think he's someone in that 227 class early on that I really like at the PG spot. Ari Fulton that plays for Team Curry, another just steady guard, gets a lot done. Can do a lot of things for that Team Curry squad. I thought he impacted winning. Noah Daniels, that goes to Grace Prep, a 224 kid that plays for that Family Ties group's got a lot better. Really was more like a trail 4 that never really wanted to see the paint. Now I'm seeing more like rebound in traffic, probably because he's gotten stronger, seeing some like left and right, like mid-range pulls, like just a big wing forward type that I think just getting better. He's really working on his game, and he's embracing who he is. I've seen Noah since he was like an 8th grader, and he's just getting more and more confident. Chase Nelson for EAD, another kid, just gets a lot done. That backcourt is very interesting with Jacoby Campbell and him. Chase comes from California, shifty guard, gets to the rack and finishes. Really good passer, like an unselfish player, just all about winning, but he can't impact games with his scoring and passing, which I think is going to allow him to be, a higher level Division I prospect potentially, or, down the road. Christian Lewis, another kid for OWE, I just like his feel for the game. I like that, he can get to the paint when he wants. He knows, he understands time and possessions. And I'm going to kind of go through that a little bit towards the end. And, just thought for him, OWE was huge. Devin Boone, another kid that's really progressed and gotten better. He was more of a erratic shooter. Now I feel like he's getting closer to being dependable, especially off the catch. Like he's getting his feet set, his the ball rotates cleaner, the mechanics are cleaner. He's just more in control. He's obviously someone that can thrive in transition. He's a cutter slasher, can, off ball cutter slasher that, can finish around the rim pretty decent. But I really was impressed with the shooting, and he's gotten a little taller. He's gotten stronger. You can tell he's putting in work in the gym. Yeah, that's that group right there. So I had to pause there, guys, because I was like, man, am I missing somebody? I thought I was maybe missing somebody, but I think I'm rocking pretty good. So now we're going 226. Okay, Alex Barther plays for Southern Assault, goes to Eastern Hills, and let me tell you guys, I've extensively been watching this 226 and 225 group, EYBL, Adidas. Haven't got a chance to see Under Armour. But when we talk about in the state of Texas, and I think now he's a national level prospect, Alex Barther is one of the best freshman players I've seen in Texas, as far as not just size, upside, and skill, but also like production. He's up there. If I will say this, it wasn't enough of a sample size for me to just label him at this level, like for me personally. So like I'm going ahead and say it. If you were to say that Alex is the best player in Texas, you have a legitimate argument. And that's a great class. You got Trent Perry, you got guys like Seven Spurlock, Trayvon Clark. I can go along like Austin Gooseby. And Nas Price, Nas Price, who's really good, who's playing 16 for the Houston Hoops and being like their leading scorer. So that's why I can't, like, Trent and Nas, I think, are 1 and 2 right now, whichever way you want to go. But like Alex, I think, is in that conversation. I think he's in that tier with those guys. I think he's really putting himself in that tier with those guys. So another 26, Davion Atkins for Southern Assault, his teammate, goes to Faith Family. Faith Family got some big boys that can move and athletic, and Davion's one of them. Crazy upside with this one. Really long arms, athletic, gets off the ground with ease, can finish lobs with either hand. We'll see how skilled he becomes in due time. I think BT does a great job, especially with frontline guys. I think he'll get there. But yeah, this kid has a chance. This kid has a chance for real. Amari Johnson is a 226 playing 17U for Team Nation. It's a guard, like a 2 guard that can shoot it, can score it. I just liked how fearless he was. Like he plays against older guys and it just doesn't matter to him. He's a kid that I saw made all Adidas gold in the second session. And I think Amari, there's a lot of upside with him. He's still 14. He hasn't turned 15 till June. So like he's younger than some 227s. So that's like there's a high ceiling with him. Trey Hodges in the Dallas Showtime, I just like how hard and pesky he plays. He gets to the rim. He's not worried about taller, bigger guys. He just kind of gets after it, right? And he just gets to the paint and facilitates and scores. He's a Dallas Showtime guard. He's someone that I can see just being productive and playing for them, like whatever level of a team they go against, he's going to be productive. Jackson Thompson for Texas Impact, he's somebody that just a scorer, can shoot the basketball, really can be an impactful offensive player. I think there's some things he could work on as far as like his playmaking. I think there's other games he can unlock. Like I said, playmaking, I think defensively can really lock into that too more. But I'm really impressed with this kid. I'm impressed with his game. I think there's a high ceiling for him. But once he unlocks the other facets of his game, I think he can grow into a Division I level basketball player. Lance Williams. We talk about bloodlines with the Laskowskis. Lance, Trey Williams is at Tulane right now. The older sister, she's playing Division I basketball. Like he has, I think the other one played at Duke. The other sister played at Duke as well. So like crazy strong basketball bloodlines with this one. Lance, he has a chance. He has a chance. Like 6'6", 6'7". he enjoys playing. He's competitive as hell. He gets after it. Sometimes he may be a little too animated, but when we talk about players and we talk about guys, there's a lot of guys you question if they love it, and I don't question if Lance loves it. Can shoot fairly well, especially even off the dribble. Handles pretty good. Just a little goofy because he's still growing into his body, and he just moves kind of just really get gangly and off sometimes. But man, like, he's a competitor. He's really good. He's someone that people don't really. It's the freshman, so I don't want to say like people don't talk about him, but like, keep tabs of him. This kid goes to the Colony. He's really good. I think he has a chance to be potentially a high major player if he just continues to grow in his game, continues to love it and attack it daily. I think he has a chance to be really good. Jalen Germany. This is a kid that got moved to Faith family last year, I think in the middle of the year or the latter part of the first part of the year. It's a guard, just real shifty and crafty off the dribble. Another one that doesn't really get mentioned a good bit, but man, I just like it's hard to keep him in front of you. He's going to get where he wants. He can score. I think the passing is really there. He has good vision. He can thread a needle on some things, like shifty, crafty, good burst, changes direction well off the dribble. High level player. I think he's going to be a high level talent going forward. Bryce Dixon, I talked about him earlier. He's someone that with Team Trae Young, man, he competes. I don't think anybody on this list plays harder than him. And I'll say that. I think the next one below him, I think they compete for the hardest playing guys on this list. Bryce is just rebounds. He's competitive. He's in your face. He's mean. Like, he wants every rebound. He's going to finish around the rim. He's going to flex on you on and ones. The shots getting there. I think the skill set's coming along, the ball handling and shooting, and just like, he always had good feel for the game and like a good IQ, but now he's trying to utilize that when he's being off the dribble more so than in the past when he was like more of a back to the basket or a face up four. So him transition to be more of a wing player, there's some things that some reads that he just kind of a little slow to make right now, but I think he's gotten a lot better, and I just love a guy that just competes that hard. Jadis Kofor, he's part of the Kofor family. Javen Kofor, who's going to go play at a junior college, and Jamel Kofor, who's at SFA. He just gets downhill, athletic, plays hard. Reminds me more of Javen, just mean, guards 94 feet, just doesn't give a damn. If you know their father, he's a very tough-minded guy, and I think he resembles, like, he just that's like, you can tell that's his son. Like, that's his son. Just by the way he plays, gets downhill, physical, all about winning. One thing about the Kofers I will say is that they're all about winning. They are about winning. They're not selfish kids. Now they're mean. They can be mean sometimes, but I think it's just because they're so competitive. They always play with a chip on their shoulder. So really enjoy watching Jadis play. Him and Bryce, they play super hard all the time, and just enjoy guys that just really compete at that level. So now, those are my standouts. Going to just talk a little bit about Damian Collins. We're going to switch gears into the recruiting aspect, and primarily going to talk about Damian Collins, who went from Kentucky. He's now going to LSU. Damian Collins is from Atlanta, Texas. That's people don't know a whole lot about that area. East Texas, when I first saw Damian Collins, he was actually with Dallas Mustangs as a freshman playing up 17s. And I was like, who's this goofy kid? But he's like blocking shots everywhere. Like, he looked young. He had goggles at the time. People don't know Damian wore goggles when he was younger. And when I was like, hey, what's your name? What class you 221 kid playing up? And then I was like, okay, I get prospects' phone numbers. And he was like 903. And I was like, oh, I'm from Tyler. So I was like, oh, man, you from East Texas. And ever since then, just really kind of always want to keep track of him and stuff like that. And he's just, he's a really good player. I think that McDonald's All-American level player is there. It's still there. And I think he's starting to like understand, like, what it's going to take to be productive in at the high major, at the Power Five and SEC. LSU, I think, is a good fit. I know Coach Taz and the staff and the whole staff, head coach, all of them, like Ronnie Hamilton, like they've really been hot. They're high on him. I think he can thrive with them. Obviously, you look at his numbers in the first 2 years; it's not great. 1.9 points, 1.9 rebounds, but I do think like we're going to see more what Damian can do, especially with versatility on the defensive end. I think he's someone that has all like SEC defensive like upside, defensive play upside. It just him being able to use it. Now he's 2 years in college basketball, and I think he's someone that can really be productive for LSU. And Damian, you don't know him, like great kid, great family. Kim's great. Rest in peace, Ben. Is a fantastic human being. Did whatever he could for this family. So just happy to see, Damian. He looks excited about going. Going to a spot where he'll have a chance to play and have a chance to impact winning, which is, I think, something Damian really ultimately cares about and ultimately wants to do. Ron Holland, he went to G League Ignite for a visit. Again, I talked about him in the first episode. I think he's going to be successful wherever he goes. If it's G League Ignite, if it's Arkansas, wherever. I think I heard Memphis is kind of into play. Like Ron just gets a lot done, and just what he is as far as like someone that's 6'8" with versatility on both ends. The shot's gone a lot better, over the years. Defensively can, just really get after it. When he really is like locked in on sitting low and defending, he can guard quick, fast guards, obviously frontline guys, wings. So I just think Ron just ultimate competitor, someone that wherever he goes be successful. I am, there's rumors that it's Arkansas. That's where he's going to go. Regardless, what he does. Again, Ron's going to be fantastic at what he does. Now, I was just watching so many games, and I'll be real with you. I'll be watching some bad basketball for like long stretches. When people ask like, man, how many players do you probably evaluate like in the gym that weekend? It's hundreds. Like it may be a kid. I have no idea what his name is, but I can tell you how he plays. But just watching some of these games, players, I mentioned this about the kid from OWE. Like he understands like possessions and time. That's a big thing I'm seeing that I'm not seeing in these games. Teams are up, especially for these guards. Like teams are up 6 points with 2 minutes left. Okay, just jacking up a quick shot or just playing ultra fast and not understanding like, okay, let's take some time off the clock. Let's not give the opposing team more possessions, if that makes any sense. This is just a gripe, and I hope players are listening and understand this. Understand time and understand possessions. If let's say you're playing, it's 5 minutes left, okay? And let's say you're playing with a 30-second shot clock, which is not, but if you're up 8 or you're up 6, and there's basically, if each team had 30 seconds to work with, that's 10 possessions, right? Okay, well, if I'm up, why would I take a bad quick shot in 6 seconds and then give that team an extra possession to score? And then you got a 4-point swing in your hands, or 5-point swings that I'm saying, or just lazy passes. I'm saying this because I want guards, especially guys that talk about want to play at the next level. There's a reason, like part of the reason kids enter the transfer portal or kids don't play their freshman year is that they don't understand stuff like this. They have the learning curve is so huge because you're just used to just going out and hooping, right? I'm not even talking about just for summer ball. I'm seeing this with high schools. Like, how do you not know that, okay, I need to bring the ball back. Let's run something. Let's get a quality play, and then let's really play defense and get the ball back and still run something quality. I'm not saying hold the ball for a minute or 2 minutes, but if you're down, if you're up by a little bit or you're up some and you got a couple minutes left, stop jacking up bad shots. And when guys do this in a live period, they don't realize they're hurting themselves with college coaches as well. Just understand time and possessions. Understand, my bad, guys, there's a fly. understand time and possessions, understand just the ability to win basketball games, and know that that translates. Understand that that translates ultimately into winning. And when you go to the college level, a college coach does not want to teach, doesn't have time to teach you at 19 years old how to close out games. So understand how to close. If you're down, guys, and you need to get and you need to score, you need the clock to stop, right? So what do? Get to the basket, get to the foul line. Because when you shoot free throws, what happens? The clock stops, right? Seeing a lot of guys just jacking up. Oh, I'm down 4 with a minute and a half left, and I'm gonna do some hero ball shoot stuff, and I'm going to shoot a contested 3 and miss. Now they get the ball back. Or you're down 3 with 50 seconds left. You have one foul that you could foul someone and they get in a 1-on-1, but instead we shoot a deep contested 3 when the lane's wide open. You know, young players, guards, understand that. This is my teaching moment. I'm tired of watching stuff like that. I saw it a lot. I've been seeing it a lot, and I just had to say something about it. So please understand time, understand your possessions, learn how to close out games, learn how to win basketball games. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you go play college basketball, that coach is bringing you in to help him win. So if you don't know how to win at the high school level, it's going to be fairly hard to get recruited in college to the college level. And if you do, if you're blessed to, you won't see the floor in moments you feel like you should because you don't know how to impact games and impact winning and close out games. So that's my rant for today, guys. This is episode 3 of ISO Ani. Please subscribe to our channel, ISO_Ani on YouTube, at Texas Ranked on YouTube, on Twitter, at Texas Ranked, and follow me at Ani_Umana. Y'all have a blessed day, guys. Enjoy your Memorial Day, and I'll talk to y'all next week.